So hey guys, hope you all are doing great during this quarantine. Today's video is going to be a little bit important video because in this video I'm going to discuss what is better, building a website using WordPress or building website using HTML, CSS and JS. So lately I have been working as a web developer and I have been creating website for my clients using both WordPress as well as HTML, CSS and JS. So in this video I'm gonna share my honest review which one is better and what you should exactly use for building your website. On this channel I shall be sharing both of them, like how to build a website using HTML, CSS, JS, as well as how to build a website using WordPress. So both of these have their own advantages as well as disadvantages. So let us discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages in this video.
So the very first and foremost advantage of using WordPress is that it is very easy to use. So I don't need to mention this. So all you need to do is drag and drop, and you might be also seeing other videos on my YouTube channel on how to use plugin, and which is really very simple. So this is the major advantage why most of the people are using WordPress for their website. The another advantage of WordPress is that all you need is to install a plugin to have certain feature. So just like you have already saw in my previous videos also how to use certain plugins, I have uploaded video on that. So in WordPress, this is the very great thing that I personally also love, is that if you want anything, for example a timeline or any table or any grid or any gallery or something like that, you have a plugin for each and everything, so you don't need to worry about anything. The third most important advantage of WordPress is that it handles your responsiveness factor. So using HTML, CSS and JS, so you need to worry regarding this responsiveness factor, which is the very important factor because most of the people today view your website using their mobile phones. So you need to take care of the aspect ratios and the responsiveness. For example, if you place an image on your website which is built on HTML, CSS and JS, then you need to worry about whether that particular image is going to appear in particular aspect ratios or not, and you need to handle all that. So when you build a website using WordPress, this all hustle is gone, and this is the most important advantage according to me of WordPress. So these were all the advantages that were important for me about WordPress. So now let us discuss what are the drawbacks that you may face while using WordPress and that I personally also have faced. So the very first drawback is that you cannot do micro level editing easily. Yes, well, let me give you an example of my client. That one of my client wanted a team section, and I already had this widget in the WP dashboard itself for creating a team member section. So in that, what was the thing was that like LinkedIn icon was appearing when I hover over the image of the team member, but my client didn't like that and he wanted to place it in very particular section just below the image as well as of particular size. So in that case I had to manually edit the code of that particular widget. So this is the major drawback. So in case you are wondering that you will do it easily, but this might not happen, as in that case also you need to learn code and you need to understand it, and then only you can change the widget. So again the thing comes up to learning the code. So another example I would like to give over here is that another client of mine wanted that he wanted to create a timeline in his particular page, one particular page. So he wanted that a circular symbol, like a circular icon should be there. Inside that he wanted a plus sign, and he also wanted that if the client, like if he clicks on this particular icon, then the timeline should expand, as well as he wanted that this whole thing should be zigzag, that is one timeline on the right hand side and another one on left hand side, then again on right hand side, and so on. So in that case also I searched for many plugins, but I couldn't create the effect that he actually wanted, and I found one plugin using which I created such an effect, but it wasn't looking that good enough. So again I had to manually code it. So these are some of the examples, live examples, that I have faced in which I had to code manually and I couldn't just use the plugins or the existing widgets. The second disadvantage of using WordPress is that not all the plugins are free. Yes, I understand that there are many plugins which are almost free, and like they do everything, each and everything for you. But when you go into deeper details, when your client wants something which is reliable as well as some extra features, then you need to pay for these plugins. And the baddest part and the worst part is that these plugins cost you huge amounts. Yes, they do cost you a huge amount. For example, you can see Yoast SEO Premium. So when you go for premium, then it costs you around $90. Yes, there are many features that you may be attracted to, or you actually want these kind of features in your website. So if you want that features, then you need to pay for the plugin. Also, the plugin that are free won't provide you all the things that you need. So see, if your sole purpose is just to make a website with content in it like a blog, then you should definitely go with WordPress, as it shall handle all your hustle of making the website responsive with each and every post or page you add. So this is the major, actually, like, most of the people today look for a website which is responsive, and they'll handle the work to a person who makes his or her website responsive. So in case you are using WordPress, then you don't actually need to worry about it, and it actually is one of the greatest thing. Okay, then moving on to the third disadvantage, that is the security issue. Yes, you might be wondering what are the security issues that are associated with WordPress. So let me tell you guys, if you are using any free plugin, then you don't actually know where your data is going. I know you might not have ever wondered about this, but yes, you might not know where your data is actually going. Most of us never read the terms and conditions before accepting it, and so in that case in a case you are working on a project of a client that has some transaction related data or some sensitive information about the user, so in that case you never know where the data is going and where it is used and what it is used for. So this is the security issue that I know most of you might not have thought of. So moving on to the fourth disadvantage, that is the plugin can break down, or the free plugin which you are using might break down anytime. It may be possible that it is made a paid plugin. So in case your website relies on that plugin, you are left with no option but just to pay for that plugin, and it can be a huge amount also. So you shouldn't rely completely on plugins. I know plugins may provide you everything, but it can be possible that that plugin may be made paid, and if your website is solely dependent on that, then you need to pay for it. So another thing that can happen is that while you have made the website, the plugin might not be paid, and the client also paid you the amount, but later on if that plugin gets paid, then there may be issues that the client may refuse you to pay because he already paid you the amount for making the website, and now you are left with no choice but just to pay the plugin price by yourself. Like, you just cannot convince the client again to pay for the plugin because you already took the money, right? So you cannot convince them to pay again for any plugin. So see, I'm not saying that WordPress is bad, but it is really a great. But if you want to be a coder, or I can say a good web developer, then you must know HTML, CSS and JS. Also, one point that I forgot mentioning in this is that some of you might now tell me that you can add custom CSS in WordPress, But again, for that you need to learn coding, right? You cannot just add borders or something like that, some basic features. Like in case you want some really specific details to be added, then you need to learn the code. First you need to understand the code and then you can add the code. So let us summarize what we have discussed in this video. So basically, I'm not saying that WordPress is bad or you shouldn't learn it. In fact, it is one of the great skills that one should learn. And also there are many projects that pay you huge amount for doing simple things, or you can build a website according to needs of your client. If they solely want a blog, then you can go for a WordPress website. But I won't suggest you to go for a WordPress website which has some really huge projects to be made in future, which are based on AI or something like that. So in that case, you will definitely need to make many specific features that are not possible exactly using WordPress, or even if they are possible, you need to manually code them. So in case you are planning to code in WordPress, then why not code from the very start itself using HTML, CSS and JS. Okay, so but I would also recommend you guys finally to definitely learn HTML, CSS and JS. I should be also uploading a series of videos regarding the same, on how to make a website using HTML, CSS and JS. And this is going to be different from other videos that are uploaded on YouTube, because I will be teaching you guys particular section and not just the website that other videos show, how to make it very simple and sober website. I won't be showing that way. I'll be showing you guys how can you make a really professional looking website very easily and by coding along with me. If you follow every directions, you will definitely end up having a website which is really professional. And the greatest part is that these are the websites that I have personally made it myself for my clients, some of which like you can personally change it, the color and the structure yourself, so that you can have a website of your own choice. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was useful for you and you now understand what is your priority and what you should go for. In case your priority is just a blog, you can go for a website that is made on WordPress. And in case you have some other priority, then definitely go for HTML, CSS and JS made website. And don't worry about how you shall learn it. The videos are really coming soon regarding this topic also. So till then, bye bye and thanks for watching the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel as soon as possible, so that you don't miss any updates or any videos that I shall be posting. These videos are really going to be interesting. Thank you again.